Okay, guys, so I did this interview with Arnold in Dipolog, and unfortunately, the sound is terrible on his end, microphone issue. So I added subtitles to help you follow along because I think he has a lot of good things to say. So check it out. Mayang Adlaw, ¿cómo está? This is Ben from Philippines Extremes, coming to you from downtown Dipolog, and we're in a little coffee shop here. It's called SJ Coffee, and I wanted to talk to somebody who lived here so he could kind of tell you what life is like here and, all the safety. Now, this is Mindanao, and a lot of people are afraid to come to Mindanao. Now, of course, there are areas that are recommended to avoid because of the activities there, but there are also a lot of areas in Mindanao that you should not scratch off your list. So we're going to talk to him and see what he has to say about it, and he can let you kind of know, and maybe you'll have second thoughts about it. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us your name, and we got a little background noise there. So just tell us your name, and we'll just go from there. So what's your name?
Hi, my name's Arnold. From the United States, of course. Just retired in November of 2022. Got involved with Christian Filipina dating site. Started talking with a bunch of girls. Yeah, go figure. But yep, you're gonna get inundated. Finally met one after a long, comprehensive interviewing process of questions to determine, weed out. Of course, there's always scammers on sites, but not as many. Um, and came out, finally got it down to one. Came out here for 3 months in early 2023 for 3 months. Met her. Was sure she was the one. Went ahead and came back. Had to go back for 6 months because I just retired, get things settled. Came back here, got married in February, and just loving the life here in the Philippines. Of course, I'll be going back to the States to see family. Other than that, I'm going to be staying here full time, just enjoying the life.
Awesome. So, have you been to other places in the Philippines, or pretty much just here in Dipolog and Mindanao area?
Yeah, for my job, I actually came to Manila 3 times, but for very little time. Really didn't like its big city. It's got everything there, but traffic. Then when I came back, first went to Cebu for 5 days. I figured that where I'd be starting out. It's kind of a little too busy. There are parts that less. Like I went to Mactan for the flight and stayed in a condo right there. It was real nice. Been to Dumaguete, stayed in the city, Dumaguete North for 21 days. Love that. Then went 21 days in Valencia when I came out here the first time. Fixing to go back there, in fact, but this time we're going to stay more in Darwin. We're definitely going to go back to Valencia, tour the area over there. We're going to hit Siquijor, Apo Island. We didn't go to Darwin. And been down here in Dipolog, Depitan, Palanco area, which is all up here. Her brother and sister are of the Muslim faith, and they say, "Oh, when you go down to Davao, because that's going to be one of our third trips later on this year." Um, they said, "Yep, don't go way down into the down south part." And they go, when you travel to Davao, which everybody's surprised because we're going to take a bow over there, but we got time. Going to stop in CDO, some other place if it looks interesting. Going to go there. Just came back from Thailand, went to Bangkok for 5 days, basically a visa run, but hopefully get a tourist visa for the wife so we can go back with her to visit family. So traveling, I'm gonna be doing a lot more. Haven't even hit really Luzon, Manila area. Cebu, Visaya, gonna hit a lot of that, and of course down here in Mindanao. it is cautionary, but I feel way more safe here than even in San Diego, which is where I worked for 20 years. But like LA, ain't no way I carried a gun. I would definitely have a gun all the time in the US, whereas here I haven't even felt the threat at all, especially in Dipolog. No problem at all.
Nice. Yeah, I had a concealed weapons permit in the states, and it was necessary, and I did that for years, and Oregon was an open carry, so I could open carry too if I wanted to, and it just made me feel safer. And so I thought, when I come to the Philippines, that's going to be weird after all these years, but I haven't. I mean, at first I was kind of like, having that kind of looking for it or whatever, but. I don't feel the need either. So, and are you renting, or do you own, or what's your situation with that?
Okay, so came in early 2023, stayed 3 months when I met her, then came back December 26th, actually got to Dipolog because I got in Manila on the 25th, flew down here on the 26th, and I've been here since. And I'm not planning on going back until the 28th of December to visit family. Actually, right now we stayed in a place that was an Airbnb, little studio place. It was really nice, so nice that we were actually buying one. That we're around here near family, we'll definitely stay in that. But otherwise, we'll just be renting elsewhere. Right now, while they're building it, we're staying in a little room in our store, and just loving it.
Nice. So you're in the process of a build of your own.
Correct. And it'll supposedly, hopefully by the end of July, they'll have the basic build. But then we're actually adding a room and a little garage. So it'll probably be about the end of the year before we get everything good to go. But we're planning on traveling up until then anyway. So maybe by the time we go back to States, we'll be able to Airbnb that one out.
Perfect. So you'll have a little extra income that way, huh? So um, you mentioned that you had some family and they gave you kind of some warnings of places not to go, but here in Dipolog, have you? Would you tell? Would cut? Would you say that this is a place that um, foreigners should come and check out, and that it's relatively safe? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, the safety is no concern at all. Like I said, I haven't even missed carrying a gun over here. It's people are so friendly. You talk to the people. I mean, they're going to say hi. In fact, even foreigners are less likely to say talk to you than the Filipinos. There ain't nowhere in Dipolog City, Polanco, which is just a little north, Dapitan City. It's all totally safe. I mean, I've been all over the place late at night, going into barangays, little areas, little family villages. No problem. People just they'll give you any food they have. You go up, you ask them. I joke with them all the time. Oh, what we eating? Oh, come on over. That's all right. Just messing with them, but they will give it to you on the boardwalk. I've been out. I saw you on your walks like between 9 and maybe at 10:30 or whatever it was. I've been out at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when I first came here, walking around. You still see it. And that's when a lot of them are drunk because nighttime they drink their beer. I'll have a couple too, listen to some music, but never felt a problem anywhere in this city. Walking anywhere, in alleys, it don't matter. Riding a motorcycle, no problem at all here. So
Yeah, that's quite a good endorsement. I've felt the same. And one thing I noticed too about here, well, there's a few things that I noticed that are different than a lot of places. But number one is the garbage. I mean, I don't know if you noticed in Cebu, the edges of the streets are real dirty and everything, but here, it doesn't seem to be that way. Is that pretty much the norm for the general area around here?
Definitely. And if you notice on the boardwalk, they have plenty of trash cans all over there. They also, during the mornings, on a a lot of the streets, especially in downtown Dipolog, they'll have ladies out there sweeping. They pay people to sweep the streets, clean up all the trash on the boardwalk, make sure it's good to go. I mean, every city has some trash. You're going to see it. I mean, but not near as like I've seen even in Cebu. Yeah, I noticed a lot of places there were a lot more trash and a lot more dogs too. I mean, they have them here, the chickens, everything, but get used to it.
Yeah.
But definitely clean.
Yeah, definitely clean, right? And of course, then too, there's the thing that people always complain about the animals, the stray dogs, the chickens, the karaoke, the garbage, and the traffic. But I've noticed here that the traffic is pretty minimal. Is that pretty much the way it's always is here?
It is. Of course, you're going to get your morning rush hour, in the morning time. I'm usually not up, so it don't matter. Afternoons, about lunchtime, you'll get a little bit of it when school lets out. Of course, you'll hit it downtown. There's quite a bit, but not compared to even like Dumaguete. I know I was there, and it ain't no comparison. I mean, it backs up a little bit, but I remember waiting 5 minutes to go one street block in Dumaguete one time because it was during rush hour. Here and at nighttime, I mean, it pretty flows real good, even in the city. I mean, everybody's out and about then too. They had a festival out here. I mean, that's where everybody's coming. And yeah, there was a little bit of wait time on that, but I mean, literally to get back, something that would normally take 10 minutes took 25. But that was a festival. And we were going to it too, so we were part of it. But I mean, it's traffic. I mean, yeah, you have the dogs and the chickens out in the provinces, but in the city, not so much. They do have them because you eat out, you'll see them. They have strays everywhere, but that's the Philippines. I don't think you can anywhere out that. But it's definitely clean.
Yeah. Do you think that this is one of the better places that you've been to as you've went around the Philippines, and you feel fortunate to have settled here?
Uh, Definitely one of the better places. Luckily, just happened to meet the girl here. She's willing to move anywhere. But from where I've been, and of course I haven't seen it all, but I will be. But from what I've seen now, it's definitely one of the better places. I that's why I bought the condo here in the process. Or I should say she bought the condo because Americans can't own property, but even as a spouse, but you get put on there as a secondary type. But yeah, it's definitely a great place to live. I've met a great foreigner group out here. We get together, do things, so it's real good. Of course, the great thing that everybody, and I think the only way, even America, if they could learn, one of the two rules: no politics and no religion. If you could do that, I think America might be able to come back from what I've seen, what's going on there.
The America is just a shell of what it used to be, and it's really kind of nice to be far removed from all that junk, right?
Definitely. I mean, we get the news by watching, YouTube. Of course, I have IPTV, so like I got to watch the NBA finals. Of course, 8 o'clock in the morning for 8 o'clock at night in East Coast, and watch the hockey games. They're having their finals on. Same thing, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I actually set alarm clocks for that. Otherwise, just retired and loving it.
Yeah, so, any words of encouragement for the guy that's like sitting at home and maybe he's aged out and he's single or divorced, or maybe he's a widow and he's watching these YouTube things and going, man, should I do that? Any words of encouragement for a guy like that? To maybe give him a little push towards here, or say don't, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'd say jokingly, don't come. Don't spoil it for me. Nah, look at me. I mean, come on. I mean, like I said, I got on the dating sites here and I had, so many that I had to finally I found out I could go offline so they couldn't see me and I could see them. And like I said, it was a long process and I had tried the US, and I had never even heard of Passport Bros till I actually got over here. But I'd say, yep, hey, I'm a passport bro, and just loving it because when you see what you can get out here, and I mean the Filipino women, they will take care of you. I mean, and I'm not talking about just everything. That's what they're about is for the family. So you can say, hey, Americans don't have traditional wives. Yep. Well, I got a traditional wife, and I'll tell you, it makes up for, everything. And if you're thinking about, hey, the weather, oh, it's hot. I hate hot weather. I mean, I was pretty much San Diego my entire life. Of course, got out of there as soon as I retired because California, yeah, taxes, taxes, taxes. I'm now a proud Tennessee, resident, so ain't got to worry about that. But if you want to come over here, it's the best thing you'll ever do. If you want to be a party boy, you can be a party boy. We got one of the guys, in his 80s, and he ain't looking to get married. Been here for 6 years. He'll go back occasionally, but he just loves it. So if that's your style, they got everything here. It don't matter. But most of them are looking to be, they want to be a wife, you know, definitely. And when you do get one, they will take care of you. I mean, like I said, they're just wanting you to, bring home the money and take care of the family. They will take care of the family totally. The house, I mean, cooking, they don't expect nothing. I mean, it's nice to give it back. Like, got yelled at a couple times for doing the dishes, but hey, I wasn't used to, not cleaning my own dishes and stuff. So it's like, but it's fantastic.
Fantastic. So it's highly recommended. Highly recommended. Um, yeah, I agree. If you're sitting at home and wishing that you could have what I have and what he has, get your passport and stop living in your fears and pull the trigger and get your butt over here because, like he said, the Philippines will change your life. So, any final thoughts before we round this out? I mean, you pretty much covered all the bases, but you have anything else you want to add?
That's like I said about the safety. I mean, everybody, U.S. I think they have a warning on it. The Brits have it as a total red, even in Dipolog. I mean, there's stuff going on all over the world, and I guarantee you, I'd be way more, in Chicago or D.C. Somebody, Baltimore, you know, tons of places, L.A., San Francisco. It don't matter. There's so many places that I'd be way more not wanting to come and be worried about. And I mean, can something happen? Yes. But here, I have felt no fear whatsoever the whole time I've been here. Love, Filipino people, just playing with them, and they'll just laugh like, you know, just welcome you in. They are you talk to them, they'll talk to you. It's no worries at all. And safety is, yeah, like I said, I don't even think about it. And it's just, I have no problem anytime walking down these streets. If I've left my keys inside my scooter right here in downtown for hours, come back and there's tons of bikes and just hanging in there, they can see it 3 times. Just forgot to pull them out. Never had a problem. It's always there. Helmets, you just sit on the seat, put them on the handlebars. Never had one stolen. You know, they're, I mean, and they're so poor compared to us. That's why it's so cheap for us. It's just, I mean, you can live like a king out here compared to what you can live like in the U.S. anywhere. I mean, I was talking to people that I retired within a year, plus or minus, of what I did just recently, and two of them, and one of them's working 2 jobs. Another one, he says, "Oh, I'm kind of struggling," because I sent him a thing saying, "Hey, I'm living like a king in the PI." So I'll tell you, 1,500. Yeah, if you're not wasting your money, you can do it on 1,500. I mean, you can do it on less. You're gonna live, not a good life. If you're between 1,500 and 2,000, you are sitting pretty. Even with inflation, all that stuff, it is going up here a little bit, but for what the U.S. gets, it's very cheap. And total, I mean, you will get 7 to 10 girls out here. So many of them, you'll have rubbernecks just looking at them, and they're so friendly. And if you get to know them, they'll get to know you. And if you're interested in finding one, do the work, and you will definitely get yourself a traditional wife all the way.
Awesome. That's great. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. A lot of times people don't want to go on camera, but you were very open and, gave some good, honest answers. So hopefully viewers can learn a lot from a guy like you and apply your knowledge and use it to their benefit. So really appreciate it. This is Ben from Philippines Extremes, and we appreciate you watching, and have a blessed day.